Have you ever prayed for something in your life and God answers in a completely different way? This is what happened to a Canadian pastor named Terry. Terry had been working as an assistant pastor in a local church for 10 years when he was offered his dream role, the senior pastor of his own church. His old church threw him a huge party to send him off. "Congratulations, Terry. You've been such a great leader, and we know that God will bless you in your new job." Then Terry and his family moved to the new town. The town was called Grimsby, and Terry says it was prophetic because the job was not at all what he thought it was. It was a disaster. There were so many problems. The numbers in the church had dwindled. The board was in conflict. The church was nearly in $1 million debt. Terry was desperate. So he called the church to prayer. He started the Sunday prayer meeting, the Tuesday prayer meeting, the women's prayer meeting, the men's prayer meeting, and he himself set himself to pray. "God, fix my church." One morning, Terry was praying in the church sanctuary. He was lying on his back on one of the pews with his eyes closed when he had a vision. In his mind's eye, he saw the roof of the church in the form of a beautiful stained glass window. As he gazed over the window, he saw something written in one of the window panes. T-E-R-R-Y. Terry. And the Spirit spoke. "Terry, you are building this church to make a name for yourself." Terry began weeping. A few weeks later, at another prayer meeting, God spoke again. Terry saw a picture of a tangled ball of string. A hand came down from heaven and touched one of the knots. "Terry, this is a picture of your heart. And this knot is fear. It started when you were a child, and it's what has made you into a control freak today. But if you will listen to me and walk with me, I will untangle those knots in your heart, and I will set you free." Thankfully, Terry said yes to the Holy Spirit, and he began the journey of emotional healing, allowing God to touch his heart and heal him of the difficult experiences of his past, leading him into a place of freedom. Now, can you guess what happened to his church? Healing began to break out. Miracles began to happen amongst the people. The church became known as the place where people could meet with God, and the congregation flourished. The finances righted themselves, and Terry learnt what it meant to know God more personally. Can you see the pattern? We come to God with our wants, but Holy Spirit knows our needs. And if we are willing to allow God to set the agenda, to listen what God is saying, the Spirit will transform us from the inside out. As the Apostle Paul wrote, we'll be gloriously formed into God's image, just as we were designed to be. And when we are set free, we can fully live for the purposes God has called us to. And when we do, our entire community will be blessed by it. Let's learn from Terry's example. Let's keep listening to the Holy Spirit and saying yes to whatever God says. Thanks for listening to Everyday God Conversations today. For more on having your own conversations with God, subscribe to our email updates at godconversations.com. And I'll see you next time.